Happy Wednesday. Well, hopefully everyone's having a glorious Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about some hate. There's a lot of hate going on, and there's a lot of rhetoric going on from the Democrats saying that the Republicans are just full of hate and that we must be stopped. We're extremists. We're the Republican MAGA extremists, and we must be stopped at all costs, which is being parroted amongst many news stations. And I just won't stand for it because I do think there's an issue with hate. I think there's an issue with political violence. And I do think both sides are equally to be blamed for it, and we must address it when we see it. Just the other day, we had the husband of the Speaker of the House violently assaulted. And that's something that should never have happened, mainly because I don't think we should have violence towards anyone. But I don't think that one's politically motivated. I think that's more to do with mental health issue. But this story comes from the Chicago Tribune. Tribune? Doesn't really matter. A man arrested for allegedly threatening to mutilate and kill a GOP candidate for governor Darren Bailey. So we actually have active threats going on towards the GOP leadership or candidates. A Chicago man was arrested earlier this week for allegedly threatening to mutilate and kill a Republican candidate for governor, Darren Bailey, in a voicemail left at one of Bailey's offices, according to a police report. Scott M. Lennox, 21. Yeah, we're not going to go with that one. Was charged with threatening a public official, a felony, and 2 harassment offenses following his arrest by the Illinois State Police. I think it's Illinois, but they don't like it when you say Illinois, even though that's how it's spelled, but it's really Illinois State Police. A judge Wednesday afternoon ordered Lennox to be held on a $75,000 bail. I thought they had cashless bail there. Oh well. The alleged threat against Bailey comes less than 2 weeks before the general election, where the Republican state senator from downstate Xenia is challenging the incumbent Democrat J.B. Pritzker. Didn't this guy send people to die in not homeless, but the old folks home? Sent COVID positive people into the old home folks. Bailey cannot immediately be reached for comment. Pritzker on Wednesday took to Twitter to condemn the incident, saying that the violent rhetoric and divisions that we're seeing across our country is unacceptable. Hatred in any form has no home in Illinois, the governor continued. You might want to talk to the mayor of Chicago to get their violence under control. Also condemning the incident was Democrat House Speaker Emerald Chris Welch of Hillside. We need these violent threats to stop, Welch tweeted. Politicians on both sides of the aisle need to lower the rhetoric and bring back civility into our politics. I don't agree with Mr. Bailey's policies, but I want nothing but the best for him and his family. That is really good. That's actually what I want to see for our politicians, our leaders. Whether or not they believe it, but at least they're giving out that message that we don't have to be violent and to call an end for the violence. I mean, I know this story is probably not going to talk about the Republicans also condemning the violence. They would rather talk about how someone made a joke at the expense of someone else that was injured. But it is what it is. According to the police report, Lennox called one of Bailey's Senate office about 10:30 p.m. Friday, left a voicemail threatening to mutilate and kill Bailey. The state police learned that Lennox was the owner of the cell phone used to make the threats against Bailey, according to the police report. Authorities says Lennox eventually admitted to making the threats against Bailey. Lennox was arrested on Monday morning and brought up to a lockup in Chicago's North Side. But like I said, the hate on both sides need to end. And yes, I do know that there's hate on both sides. There's to ignore it is to be our hubris of either party. I mean, I honestly get that there's emotions are high. And we really must focus on that. And the reason why we have to focus on that is because of this article right here that I keep on bringing up. Democrat kills Republican teen in North Dakota, and the mainstream media ignores the crime. While promoting all crimes from the right, or the alleged right, onto people, they keep on bringing up Charlottesville, and they keep on bringing up January 6th. But we must not falter. We must bring up when the left is violent, the summer of love violence, Portland riots. Anytime that there's a riot, we must bring it up regardless of which side it's from. And hopefully, with the attack of the Speaker of the House and this person being arrested for making this threat, we can start to simmer the temperatures on both sides. It requires both party members, or parties, members of both parties, I should say, to give out an olive branch and say, we may not agree, but at least we can agree to be civil. We can agree to be peaceful. We can agree not to insult each other and make an attempt to work together to make this the best city, state, country for all Americans and residents alike. But I think that's what's going to have to take. It's either going to take the public, people like you and I are probably going to watch this, to be the better person and be like, love thy neighbor. Or maybe not love thy neighbor, but, be peaceful towards thy neighbor. And hopefully we can elect people that will have that same energy. Because we definitely need to simmer down, because I don't see these threats stopping on both sides. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple more of these stories popping up here and there. And it could be someone from the right. And if I see that story, I will definitely not record it, but I will definitely make a recording on it, expressing my disdain for it and my shame for it. Because I don't think America is a violent place. I don't think the majority of Americans want to be violent. And I don't think the majority of Americans intend to be violent. We have to call out the crazies of both parties, regardless if it's Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, or Green Party, or regardless of if it's not even party. Well, if it's about shows, well, if one person likes Star Wars and another person likes Star Trek, they gotta be able to peacefully discuss why they're fans of each shows. With that being said, leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. Am I being too nice to saying that we need to call for peace? I mean, there's certain things that I won't get behind, and I'm still trying to formulate my opinion towards the certain call for amnesty on a certain topic. But with that being said, leave a comment down below on what your thoughts on political violence. Does it have no place in America? And also, if you want to, you could smash the like and subscribe button. It's up to you. No pressure. It's up to you. And with that being said, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.